Hello again. This video will be I'll be talking about Sony's situation and including the damage controlling and stuff, and what I guess you could say the true Sony fans should do about it, or what gamers I guess like me should kind of do if they own a Sony system. And yeah, okay. Financially, Sony is in they're not in a good position. They're in a bad position. And what makes it worse is the gaming media is just damage controlling the heck out of it. So a lot of people don't even realize that um they're in a desperate situation where they need money and all that stuff. And just to me, I really this is sort of like a message to all those true Sony fans, like a shout out to sort of Mystic RB. That's his YouTube name, and it's just like I don't want Sony to go because there's interesting games out there that are I think are owned by them or made by the first party studios, I guess. Or I mean Naughty Dog, Sucker Punch, yeah, and really and just how many and I like I guess I could understand why the gaming media is trying to damage control it so everyone can still buy it, but it's not going to help because Sony is taking advantage of this. They're making more stupid decisions this when they're at this situation, and they shouldn't. They're struggling to really keep their status stable. Well, I wouldn't even say struggling. I mean, they have to they sold buildings and stuff, and really. And one thing, this is outside gaming, but it can also correlate. The Amazing Spider-Man 3 delayed till 2018, and Sinister 6 coming out 2 years before that, or November 2016. Like it relates to each other because Sony is taking advantage of this situation. They really are, and this, well, I guess everyone else that's aware needs to stop. I mean, it's gonna make things worse for Sony. It's not gonna make things better, and I guess I'm just gonna get to the point what should be done. The real Sony fans, the true Sony fans, not those guys that are gonna damage control the finance situation and and just say that Sony is fine. No, the real Sony fans that knows what's really going on, that you know, I guess you could say, love Sony or like Sony for their games and what they offer, should really stand up and should really just um and just tell I guess tell actually Sony what they should really do. And uh, I mean, I guess I'll kind of explain, I guess, sort of my thoughts and what Sony can kind of do. I know Sony is paying the third parties to to really get the third party multiplats, but I guess well, this is kind of in my opinion. Sony shouldn't really pay them anymore. If they're, and the reason why is look at Destiny. They've been marketing the heck out of Destiny, and look at where the game is. The game on the Metacritic has a 76, and or not, or 70, or around the 70s, and that's not really good. I don't think. I mean, however many copies are sold by Destiny, that goes to Activision. But it can't be good because normally people would buy. Well, this is common sense though. Normally people would buy games that are really good, that are priced at $60. But now you have Destiny where it's like not. It's a good game, I guess, for some people, but like basing it on that, it's not a bad game. It's not the greatest. It's not like a really great game. It's like it's average. And for a game that's overhyped and then starts to sort of underdeliver, that isn't good. And that's what I think. Like Sony shouldn't really. If Western third parties are just gonna make like mediocre games that are overhyped, they shouldn't really pay them. They should like invest their money like on their own franchises and IPs and stuff. Really, I mean, I guess even most likely will Nintendo succeed in this. Well, if they keep on putting first party titles each month, yes, they will succeed, and I hope. And if that does really well, hopefully Sony follows that like example and really like because that's the only they're only like those are the only games that are gonna really not really besides the Western third parties, those are probably one of the only games to really maintain the quality, and that's what I think they kind of should do, and they should really just stop making these stupid decisions, doing this stuff, and this is kind of also not really a rant, but just to tell everyone that just really like the real Sony fans have got to stand up and have got to tell Sony or assure Sony that they know the situation of what's going on and they won't be fooled by anything. And that's what I hope. I mean, and also kind of, I guess I'll kind of say something. The the sort of gamers, I guess you could say, like the true gamers that are, that normally talk about Sony fanboys, I think are normally the PlayStation 4 fanboys, I think. Maybe. Like, I don't, like, I'm not gonna really talk, I guess, too much about it because I shouldn't. But that's what I think, and, well, I mean, fanboys aren't really good. That's the thing, too. I don't think they're really good, so yeah. Um, but like the Sony fans, the true Sony fans, the guys that have been with Sony since the PlayStation 1 should really start. Well, I mean, I keep on saying that, but they really should. I mean, if this continues, I mean, it's not gonna end well. And well, yeah, there goes that, and what they should do with the PlayStation Vita. I think just get. I mean, a lot of people already dismiss it as being dead, quote unquote dead. But if they really do want to try and do their best, I guess, if they even want to try, just get a bunch of RPGs, just really great ones, and just, I guess, follow the 3DS's example or something, or just like a Jack and Daxter game could work, a Ratchet and Clank game could work, a Sly game could, well, actually, that might be in PlayStation 4, but like a standalone, well, not standalone, but like a spin-off to Sly, yeah, that could also work. and I'm going to be somewhere for a little bit. I'll come back soon. Alright, I'm back. And yeah, back to the PlayStation Vita whole thing. Yeah, make games, make great, I guess, RPG games, and well, I guess if they're really in a dire strait, if they're really in a desperate position, I don't know. Like, I guess just make great RPGs if you want to make sure the Vita can do as well as it should be. And platformer games could be nice, and okay, for the PlayStation 4, I think a good amount of people that are buying it are probably just getting it for like the selling it from hype or just for like the best thing ever, like the best graphics and all that stuff. And I don't know if a good amount of Sony fans has been with them since PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2, like are buying it, or even if they bought it, they might not even enjoy it to the fullest that it can be unless, well, I'm about to say it, come out, the exclusives that interest them, and maybe if possible, maybe if they follow Nintendo's example, maybe they might make. I mean, a lot of people say that yes, they've westernized to the point, but who knows? I mean, in the future, who knows? I mean, it's less likely, but who knows? They might start making um, I guess you could say Japanese games in the future. So who knows, really? But I mean, what they should do with the PlayStation 4, they probably should get or I mean, they should get the true Sony fans on board with. Uh, I'm thinking they got to come out a Sly. They got to come out a sequel to Sly Cooper Thieves in Time because of the cliffhanger that yes, I kind of do. Yes, I do know the storyline of the game and stuff and what happened, and they're pretty much gonna get that there. Will it be a Jack? I mean, they're and Ratchet and Clank, the movie. There's also gonna be a game based on the movie, so it looks like they're rebooting the whole franchise and then building it block by block or something like that. Well, not block by block. Just start off with a reboot, see how it grows. And really, maybe if they want is like revive, Jack and Daxter, if a lot of people want that, and after I guess Naughty Dog is done with Uncharted 4, they can just move on to something else or make a new IP, make a new sort of take on a genre, a certain genre that they have not done. So yeah, and it really, I hope, Quantic Dream, I hope, doesn't really make sort of a movie in a game. Like I hope it's similar to Heavy Rain, because it's unique enough that it's not for everyone, but it's unique for those type of audiences that like those type of games, and they kind of should, really just not make a movie, but make a game. Well, yeah, like practically make a movie. Just make a game based on the choices and all that stuff, and yeah, and that's really just all I have to say, really. And um, well, I guess I should kind of say this. If no, people have people can like the video, this, uh, like the videos, or dislike the video, or even just write in the comments for all the videos I've made. I just realized that people watched it, but they didn't like the video, or didn't dislike it, or didn't post on the comments below. So I mean, you guys are welcome to do it anyways. So yeah, and I'm about to end this stream. I'm not really. If I don't make a video today, later on, or tomorrow, I'll be sure to make a video next weekend. So yeah, and ending, well, broadcast.